Do you always think that wind turbines are like this? In fact, there are a lot of wind turbine models designed by electric power scientists. Today, I will take you to learn about the various wind turbines with strange shapes. Ladder mill project. This innovative design by researchers at Delft University in the Netherlands makes use of a string of tethered kite planes that soar in the high-altitude winds of the jet stream. Essentially, the aerodynamics of the planes makes them fly in a continuous loop, which turns an electrical generator on the ground. The principal advantage of this ladder mill design is that it can capture the consistent and high-speed winds that exist at over 30,000 feet. Wind harvester. Looking at this device resembling a teeter-totter for giants, you may wonder how it is meant to generate power from wind. Called the wind harvester and invented by Heath Evderman, also the founder of Wind Power Innovations, this bizarre-looking turbine is specially designed to generate power from subtle winds that aren't strong enough to turn traditional turbines. If you like the latest energy-saving technology and knowledge, please follow our channel. The system is based on reciprocating motion. When wind catches the device's airfoil, it rises until it reaches its peak, then the blade alters its angle and it teeters the other way. Not only does it work in low wind speeds, it is virtually silent as it rocks up and down. The low impact motion of the wind harvester also makes it ideal for environmentally sensitive areas. NanoVent Skin. When it comes to meeting large-scale wind energy demands, most people think big. Designer Agustin Ottagui, on the other hand, thinks small, nano-small. He has come up with the ingenious idea of creating a fabric-like skin made of thousands of tiny interwoven micro-turbines. As wind blows across the surface of this skin, the mini turbines spin. Collectively they have the power to collect a lot of energy. The biggest advantage to this design is that these turbines can be placed almost anywhere, on the surface of buildings, as lining for gusty highway tunnels, even on the shafts of larger traditional wind turbines. Maki Airborne Wind Turbine. Why put a turbine on the ground when you can make it airborne? This inventive design looks more like a top-secret Air Force plane than a wind turbine. Designed by Maki Power, the airborne wind turbine has the advantage of being able to collect wind at higher altitudes. Each propeller makes about 7.5 kilowatts of power, which is sent back down to Earth via a cable. The turbine can be easily launched from land or from a platform out at sea. Wind belt. Who needs a turbine when you can generate power from an elastic belt vibrating in the wind? This innovative design comes from Sean Frayne, who was inspired to create the wind belt design after watching video of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapse. Thinking on a smaller scale, Frayne realized that as a belt bowed in the wind, it could generate electricity. The design is ideal for powering small appliances and devices like LED lamps and radios. Frayne also likens his wind belt design to that of a violin bow, which speaks to the design's simple yet deeply aesthetic appeal. Since it involves a few components that are also extremely cheap to assemble, it's ideal for small rural communities in developing countries. Wind dam. You've heard of hydroelectric dams, but have you heard of a wind dam? That's the imaginative idea behind this sail turbine, designed by Chetwood's architects. This giant sail, which is designed for a windy mountain gorge near northern Russia's Lake Ladoga, acts as a dam, funneling the wind through a central turbine. With traditional turbines, more wind passes around the rotors than through them. But this inefficiency is solved if the wind is collected and dammed within a giant sail. This design also passes the aesthetic test, a difficult task given that its proposed placement is in such a spectacular, unblemished landscape. Powerhouse thin-air single-blade turbine. Now you know there can be a bladeless turbine, but what about a turbine with only one blade? New Zealand's Powerhouse Wind not only proves that a turbine can work with just one blade, but also that such a design can be cheaper and quieter than conventional multi-blade designs. Since much of the noise from spinning turbine blades comes from the tips and trailing edges, having only one blade automatically reduces noise. Fewer blades also mean more durability. The turbine is geared more toward domestic scale production, and because of its one-blade design, it's more affordable for the average consumer. Windstork bladeless turbine. Can there be such a thing as a turbine without blades? That's the idea behind Atelier DNA's Windstork design, a bladeless turbine that looks more like a giant cattail swaying in the wind than it does a windmill. Electricity is generated each time the wind sets the windstalks a-waving. The principal advantages over traditional designs is that the Windstork produces little noise and is bird and bat safe, since there are no spinning parts. It also has a strong aesthetic appeal. You can imagine yourself becoming mesmerized by a field of these turbines dancing in the breeze. Each stalk is 180 feet high, so a group of these will make an impression. You can investigate more about these turbines at Atelier DNA, and look into more of this laboratory's other innovative designs. Grimshaw Aero generator. This antennae-looking turbine appears more like a radio beacon for contacting space aliens than a way of generating power from wind. Nevertheless, this unexpected design by Grimshaw architects has the potential to generate roughly 3 times more power than a conventional offshore turbine of equivalent size. The Aero generator uses a rotating vertical shaft, as opposed to the horizontal shafts of more familiar windmill designs. This simple conceptual adjustment has a number of advantages. First, it removes the need for the turbine to always be facing into the wind. Gusts coming from any direction can cause it to spin. Secondly, it makes the turbine more cost-effective to maintain and repair, since the gearboxes are located at ground level rather than at the top of a tower. If you like the latest energy-saving technology and knowledge, please follow our channel.